All right, morning everybody. So now we're gonna do the cleanup. That's where I take this Staedtler Mars plastic eraser, Staedtler, the grand one, and I'm gonna erase all the pencil lines. And then we get to find out where I made mistakes, and then I can take my Sakura Pigma Micron 01 and I can fill it back in. So not really a mistake since you kind of invented it, but it's, can be better, I suppose. All right, so now less procrastination and more erasation. We're gonna erase, and nice thing is this. I like these pens; they're pretty good. They seem like they dry pretty quick, which is good. I could have probably done this yesterday, in all honesty, but I figured I'd take the rest of the evening to relax. I'm gonna get some done, put on some college football today. I don't even know when teams are playing yet. I need to look at the schedule, so I'm not sure what's what here. But yeah, we're gonna take this, we're gonna erase this. As you can see, I've lost a lot of details in the eyeballs, so I'll have to go back in and fill that in with the pen. And then I'll have to let it dry within, I usually try to give it like an hour or something, depending on what's done, but these pens dry much quicker than that, at least on this type of paper. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know all the details yet as to pens and the type of paper to use. I do know my notepad's 8.5 by 12, which is a little bigger than my printer. So every time I scan, I lose a little bit of the image. So that's kind of unfortunate. But I always get the originals. It's just ironic the originals don't have color, because I add the color digitally through Photoshop. CS6, that's what I'm using to add color. And I got a Wacom tablet, a Cintiq 13-inch, which is pretty cool. It's fun to use. You just attach it to, I'm on Mac, but I assume it would work on PC. It's kind of like an extra screen, and you can draw on the screen, which is pretty neat. I'm sure it's kind of like an iPad, I guess. iPads do that now, but maybe it's a little more precise. And that pen's pretty fun to use. At some point I'll have to take some photos of the pen and show you the setup. It's the Wacom Art Pen. That's the one that I'm using. I'm not sponsored or anything, although I wouldn't mind it. Paper cost, and so do pens. So if you guys are listening companies, I can tag you or whatever, maybe we can trade. Ooh, this is a bad part about doing the cleanup. You gotta be real cautious with the corners, because the paper, you need to figure it out. Maybe I can get something to hold it in, so when I do this part, it's not so devastating as far as wrinkles and corners. Yeah, I lost his eyeball too. Yeah, I'm gonna lose a little bit of detail work. But the nice thing is it gives us a nice clean image to work with, which will make it a lot easier for when we color it in digitally. So I'm just going to go through, erase everything. I could put some details in this ring. You always miss a few things for sure. I really need to look into their uniforms too. I check out the Gridiron Uniform Database. It's a website you can check out that shows you like the history of the NFL, the uniforms each team was wearing. It's super detailed. They do a great job with that website. So that's where I find out I do find that it's kind of a race. Like, I don't know, like, I'll check it out right now, and not by their fault, but the teams have not updated the NFL universe as to what their uniforms are going to be, generally. Like, even going into last week's artwork, I want to say I put the Lions in blue pants, because I was assuming that they would wear blue, because they usually wear blue with their away get up. And instead, they shocked everybody and wore white without a logo or without a stripe, just white pants. Which is, I guess, according to UniWatch, one of the first, they've done it, but it's been a long time. It's the first time they've had that color combination. It's another good website to check out, uniwatch.com. That's it. It tells you about the history of all uniforms for sports. Sports primarily, but every now and again they'll talk about, men in uniform, topics like that, things like that, if a holiday arises or something. But that's a great website. It tells you the details of what teams are going to wear each week, kind of gives you a breakdown. If you're a sports fan, it's definitely worth checking out both of those sites. It's pretty cool. It's the old Saints logo. Let's see who that guy is. I'm surprised he doesn't have like some sort of Pope hat or something like that. But maybe that's too religious. They didn't want to combine that for football logos at that time, which makes sense. See, I totally missed the Titans shoulder there. So yeah, we go back through, and then we'll have a nice, clear, clean, image to work with. Looks pretty good. Don't see anything else that could be missing. Thoroughly clean it. And then what we'll do is we'll come back through after I've got it clean and put one more layer of ink on it to fill in all the things that I missed when I erased, and maybe add some of the uniforms, like things that I can add. I'll know what some of their uniforms are looking at the Gridiron Uniform Database, but not all of them. But I can at least fill those in and let that dry. And then I'll scan it, and then all the other uniforms I'll just have to go with as far as adding numbers and whatnot via the tablet. And I'm probably going to have to guess on a lot of them too. So, it stinks, I missed out. This week the Browns are going to wear their throwback jerseys. I didn't realize they were doing that already. But I put them in their standard unis. So the throwbacks are pretty cool. That's cool. Next year, the NFL, they're going to wear a lot more uniforms, I'll bet, because they're scrapping the one helmet rule. So it'll be pretty interesting to see what teams come up with next year. Alright. That's pretty good. I suppose. It's always easier to destroy something than it is to build something, This is the case here. Yeah, definitely gotta fill in that shoulder. At this point, I'm not sure. I believe Dallas is wearing white in week 4, and the Panthers are gonna wear their light blue alternate jerseys, and I'm pretty sure Cincinnati wears their orange jersey in week 4, which they're going to be hosting Jacksonville on Thursday night. Be cool, I'll get to see that game. I'm a Bengals fan, but I only get to see them when they're on TV, which is few and far between, unfortunately. That should be a good game. Hopefully it's an exciting one. Okay, so now I'll take that. Can I save all this pencil debris? Would somebody buy that for charity? I can. If somebody wants pencil debris, I can start saving it. Okay, so now we got a pretty clear image to work with. That's pretty good. So I'm going to cut it off now, and then I'll come back and add stuff. But I will spare you the pencil shaving cleanup part of it. Love everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you're starting your weekend off great. Thank you for watching.